Gentlemen, welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply, then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Lucullus's war camp, the heart of our operations in this territory. You have been seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
That other legion. Bit wet behind the ears, aren't they?
Everyone starts out that way.
True enough. Soon they'll be veterans too.
Or they'll be dead.
Domine. I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now. To save your life, of course. She firmly believes the Witelli killed your father. Sending you here was the best course of action. That is a practical outlook. But be careful that you don't focus so much on your ultimate goal that you miss important lessons or experiences along the way. Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's, and a supporter of your mother's efforts. He is now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind. Besides a good wine, a warm bath, and a thorough massage, not much. Thank you. But you should think about yourself, Domine. I would get used to my surroundings and visit the consul as soon as possible. We're here to accomplish something. Time to find out what it is.
Salwe. I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it. You may ask, and I may answer or not. Your name is unusual. Tabat is the name that was given to me by my father. Bestia is the name I took when I earned my freedom. I chose it because I have fought and defeated many beasts. I was born in Mauritania, but I am a Roman citizen. Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars, this will be my first. I recommend you to not die. Honor matters little. He who stands tall in the end will always be the winner. They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means. This is my first time seeing a senator outside of the spectator stands. Ah, like a king, but temporary. Free of the tyranny of kings, perhaps Romans prefer other kinds of tyranny. He will fail again and cause the death of someone you care about. And that death will be your doing. Mark my words.
Does Thermus seem like he knows what he's doing to you?
Him and his whole legion seem like they haven't the faintest clue.
The pirates are getting bolder. They attacked another one of our galleys this morning.
Geminus tell you too?
That's right.
This is the second time his galley's been attacked, and yet he still lives.
Saw Agrippa harassing that old Servus with the limp again.
That small-dicked bully. Did you tell the Praefectus?
He won't do anything about it. Agrippa is connected back home.
One day that man is going to fall out of a watchtower to his death. It'll be tragic.
Don't joke about that kind of thing.
How long are they going to keep us here?
It's driving me crazy too. I came here to kick Mithridates' arse, not to sit on the beach day in and day out waiting for something to happen.
This is not going to work, as long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatoris. By Jupiter, you sure have grown up, haven't you? This is the promising young man I was telling you about, Thermus.
Quite unassuming, but full of potential, I guess. Prime material for the speculatoris, if he can prove himself.
A special cohort, assembled for particularly daring undertakings.
Soon enough, you shall see the kind of thing they are tasked to carry out.
A trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus, in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it, then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Iulius Calidus of my legion Speculatoris. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy's ships any way you can. I expect you have questions. If you're worried about your future political prospects, have no fear. We will tell everyone you served as my tribunus with great distinction. If you are fast, you may yet play a part in that. But for the assault to succeed, you must do this first. Prove yourself, and you will be able to name your companions. However, you will want Calidus on your team. Trust me. That doesn't make what we're doing any less important. Mithridates has a dozen warriors for each of our legionari. Defeating Pontus will require patience and caution. Regaining control of the Aegaean Mare is a crucial step in cutting off Mithridates' supply lines. Wait, are those your father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look, the leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith, Sextus, and get yourself properly equipped before you go. Salve, son, do you need anything? That is unnecessary. I just wish your father could see you like this. He would have been proud. Your father was like a brother to me, and as such, you are like my own child. Not everything is a balance sheet. Some matters are just personal. We served together under Cornelius Sulla in the Social War. He was the most talented spy I've ever known. I know. You're a natural fit for the occultist speculatores. If you're anything like your father, you'll even enjoy it. Lesbos has rebelled against Rome. We call them pirates for political reasons, when in reality these people are organized much like a navy. They are allied with Mithridates, Megas of Pontus. He's without a doubt the most dangerous enemy Rome has faced since Hannibal. Pontus is a strong nation. They have conquered Colchis, Cappadocia, and Bithynia, and these conquests have made them bold. Mithridates himself is a fascinating figure. They say he has rendered himself immune to poison. My mentor, Cornelius Sulla, defeated him some years ago when he first invaded our province of Asia. Mithridates exploits the ebb and flow of the conflict between the factions of our Senate. He strikes when Rome is divided, like a vulture circling a wounded wolf.
Solway. Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can. Indeed, staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions. Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape. Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbours for pirate ships to hide in, not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene. Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate. Of course. Does it matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours. Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might. Wait. Listen. You seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter. Your caution is well placed, but the sensitivity of the matter is rather personal in nature. I have tried pursuing a solution myself, but to no avail. I've been keeping a detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones. I'm reasonably sure the journal might be misplaced, but I find this to be improbable since I write regularly. I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him and he pretty much admitted his guilt. Admission is the king of all evidence. To what end would he incriminate himself? That doesn't make much sense. That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly. I can stand by my decisions, and I'm proud of my actions. It's just that I don't want some donkey-headed brute reciting them in public. Roman law is valid in Rome, and our perpetrator knows this. This is a personal matter, and therefore it should be solved personally. The Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his friends near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal. Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
We're in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want? This? Well, this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen. Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again? I find that highly unlikely. You'll have to try something else. All right. I guess you rich kids stick together. Take it, and let's not speak of this again.
Solway, I see you have successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it? What can I say? I'm not surprised. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal? That is the most virtuous thing to do, and I expected nothing less of you. Thank you, my friend.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan. Was he buried with them? This leather is fossilizing. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it. I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consul's Centuriones. You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare. Salway, did you ruin my good work so soon? Only those who are younger than me, so yes. A bunch of Balatronés, I'd say. Which one are you asking about? I've known that man since he was a little runt. Watch yourself around Kalloni. He's honest to a fault. Too much honesty may be dangerous. Don't get me started. Maybe you can get it into his skull that I can't forge a battle scythe. There is no such thing by Vulcan. That half-senile fool was your mentor. That explains a lot. Fine. Need something else?
So, little man, you must be new. I am Spurius Quinctius Carius, merchant extraordinaire and purveyor of wondrous items. And who might you be? Good, very good. I'd envy anyone who makes money in exchange for simply standing around and doing nothing. Enough pointless chatter. Poverty grows from idleness. Now, if you're not going to buy anything, please do kindly remove yourself from my stall. You are obviously not familiar with the matters of commerce. Allow me to enlighten you. There are 3 things every merchant needs. Location, location, location. Whatever people are willing to pay for, and whatever I can provide. The best of food, medicine so potent even the dead may rise, and of course, the most delicious Zoe money can buy. There's the matter of storage space, of course. More space means more wondrous items to stock, and possibly lower prices for my most loyal customers.
Domine.
Salve.
Something on your mind, kid? I've been a soldier since I was 16. The sound of clashing swords soothes my soul. Don't get me wrong, I love Rome. But to me it represents a short break from war. Or perhaps the build-up leading to the next campaign. That's because I have a reputation for tracking my foe relentlessly and striking without mercy, just like an eagle. Thank you. Few people actually earn their name. I hope you will earn yours. At least you still have a mother. Be thankful for that. The only thing that's waiting for me in Rome is a jug of wine. She died trying to do the right thing. And indeed I do mind, so let's drop this subject before moods get soured too much. Your duty will probably end at the conclusion of this campaign. People like me, though. Our duty ends when we die on the battlefield. I'll continue being the warrior hero, as long as damsels of this world continue finding themselves in distress. I certainly hope not. There was this one girl in Hispania, though. She still haunts my dreams. But I doubt it. Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus shall never be domesticated. Once before, there was another rebellion we had to quell. These lands are beautiful, but the Agae Mare, I wouldn't trust her. She's a treacherous mistress. Don't be fooled by her deep blue eyes.
Salve, Domine.
I would march into battle naked if it meant they could afford to feed us better.
We might be at the wrong spot. There's no one here.
Lucullus is clearly mistaken. If there was someone here, I would know.
That's a very useful skill.
Hey! Don't move!
Calm down. I am Julius Calidus of the Occulta Speculatores of Legio Prima Italica. I presume you are my reinforcements. The only way I can think of to destroy a navy on foot is to burn it down. Some Greek fire sure would be useful for that, wouldn't you say? Conveniently, there is a whole warehouse full of it right down there. Unfortunately, the moment we move into that warehouse, they will sound the alarm. So, we should be quick. We could, if we had need of a warehouse. As it happens, we need only the goods stored within. There's a small camp of sentries just down this hill. If we hit them first, they won't show up as reinforcements.
But then the ones inside the warehouse will hear the fighting and be ready for us.
You have touched the matter with a needle. The choice is yours, Prime.
Look alive! The Romans are here! How did they get so close? Come on, this way! glorious strike for a feeble old man. What did you study?
Philosophy?
You shall teach me this philosophy, and together we shall slay many foes.
Atlas, we're nearly done.
Hercules! The enemy is upon us! Let's get those bastards! Follow me! Face them together! I see them. Let's get those bastards! out of here!
Be careful with those jars. The liquid inside is highly volatile. It'll make quick work of those ships. Focus, please. This was the easy part. Now we have to sneak into the harbor and burn the ships.
And then we have to sneak back out, one supposes.
Not necessarily, but ideally.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we would all like to retain our lives.